I want to ask some questions to the Black community and the Latino community, in particular in New York and from New York. This is all stemming from current events. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video about KAR, Pistol Pete, and a lot of people followed up with the same video, and it became a trending topic for a week or so. And I noticed that, because it was a race-related issue, it was a lot of racial statements made in the comments from both sides, and I felt like I needed to address that based upon this stuff that's happening right here in Los Angeles. I come to y'all today with more questions than answers. I'm sincerely asking questions, and I hope, the people who sincerely watch this could answer some of them for me, man. And we could get some dialogue going and take this thing in a positive direction. All right, now, one of the main things that's standing out to me that I see is the question being, thrown around in the media and different podcasts that come across my timeline, and it's speaking on why the blacks aren't helping the Mexicans in California. And should they be helping or should they be minding their business? And I wanted to ask the Black and Latino communities in New York about that. Like, how do they feel about that? Is it like it's a California thing, so nobody cares in New York? Or I also want to know, like, how does the Latino community feel? Because, like I said, I always hear everybody saying, like, why the black people don't help them. Does the Latino community, like, feel some type of urge or need to aid assistance? I'm not even trying to be funny right now. I'm being 100% serious. I'm not particularly certain when it comes to the Latino and Hispanic terminologies and which or who it applies to. All right, I'm not certain. So I don't know if the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, which primarily dominate the Latino community on the East Coast, if they feel any type of connection or brotherhood with the Mexican population. Do they all feel as though they one and the same under the Latino banner? And how do those communities feel about what's happening? And why I don't see more of, like other Latino countries coming out in force, like a mob of Cubans with a Cuban flag, or, a mob of Dominicans with like riding with them or assisting them? Or is it like, do the other Latino nations feel like that's their business too? Like, they need to mind their business, And when I think about the racist comments that I've seen, like I said, on both sides, I'm not blaming one side over the other. When I think about the racist comments that I've seen, I need y'all to understand something, man. I'm looking at California as an example. New York doesn't have the racism problem in the Black and Latino community California has. I've been in their jail systems. These niggas are not allowed to speak to each other. All right, I spent half my bid playing copy cool with the Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans. I was friends with a lot of Puerto Ricans on the street and in the penitentiary. We spoke regularly, daily, everything. So it's like that divide, that racial divide to where people don't even speak. The East Coast is not like that. Regardless of what y'all think went down in the prisons in New York State Prison, regardless of what Pistol Pete said or did in his video, the racism and the segregation in the California prison system and in their gang system and so on and so forth is not, New York is nowhere near that bad. New York is nowhere near that bad. I believe if it was a situation where, like, say it was Puerto Ricans or Dominicans, like, under attack from the government like that in New York City, I think that blacks would support. I think blacks would support because I think, like I said, the Black and Latino community are more closely knit and more intertwined in New York City than in Los Angeles. You know, but it's like to my Latino brothers in New York, like I'm curious, like, you know what I mean? Is it like a feel or want to, you know what I'm saying, to support or like, you know what I mean? Do an overwhelming percentage of y'all feel like they need to go? You know, some of the blacks that I heard that aren't helping, that are speaking out, they say like they feel like, you know, this is the deal. A lot of people put the stigma on black Americans. What's the main stigma that a lot of other nationalities throw on black Americans? They lazy. They don't want to work. And a lot of black Americans feel like that our immigrant brothers don't understand. It's like, no, we not lazy. It's not like we don't want to work. Nigga, we not working for that. We not working for what they paying. And we know that if we hold out, they going to have to pay us. But y'all will come and take the money. And then look at us like, y'all don't want to work. They give you $10, $15 an hour. We know that ain't shit. We don't want that. We gonna wait till they give us what we want. But that's the sentiment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying that's my sentiment, but that's the sentiment. You know, some folks feel like, you know, they messing up the bread. That's why they're not intervening. And then like I said, when I look at California in particular, their racism has always been horrible. You know what I mean? Like within them communities. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a few. You might see a few come on the internet and they show a little black and brown love here and there. But like I said, man, ain't no Cali nigga gonna come up here and say I'm lying. They got a nigga named Mac Rep. And they send your ass out the wayside to East Max and Super Max. They got a nigga in every dorm named Mac Rep. And it'd be one nigga named Mac Rep for each color. For the black niggas, the white boys, they call them Woods. And then you got two different type of Mexicans. They got the Southsiders, the Sureños, and over they call them Paisas. Them the ones they trying to catch. Yeah, like them Sureño ones, I think they was born over here. They from over here. You know what I'm saying? Like they like Mexican American niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know, the niggas with the top button ready to buck something. And then the other ones is like, you know, the one with the big mustache and shit. Yeah. So it's like they click different. They each got a Mac Rep. And you only allowed to talk to your color, your kind of people. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I've never seen nothing like that. But like I said, New York is not that far gone. I see New York assisting one another in a situation like that. But I'm just curious as how the Latino community feels, because I'm getting like split emotions from the black community when I ask, you know what I'm saying, how do they feel about that? You know, when people look and you see all Mexicans out there, and like you see some Mexicans saying like, you know, like it's messed up the black people not helping them, like, you know, why they won't come out and fight with them or march with them or whatever the case may be. And like, I look on the TV screen, I don't see no niggas out there. I don't see no niggas out there. So I want to know, like, how y'all niggas feel. Do y'all niggas feel like, you know what I'm saying, they should be supported no matter what? Or do y'all feel like they need to be out of here no matter what? You know what I mean? I don't know. And how does the rest of the Latino community feel about it that's not Mexican? How does the non-Mexican Latino community feel about it? That's what I want to know. How does the non-Mexican Latino community feel about them going to war over there in California with the National Guard and the Marines and the Mexicans? Because it's only a matter of time before folks start getting unalived. Yeah, folks about to start getting unalived. It's looking pretty violent over there. So I'm curious. I got some questions, man. How y'all feel? And my final question is, do y'all think it's possible that these Mexicans could win? I mean, like, not like unalive them off, but withstand that pressure, keep fighting that pressure off until the government comes to the conclusion it's costing too much money, it's putting the public in too much danger or whatever it is that, however, you know what I'm saying, the answer, then these niggas really get off. Because as you can see in that video I was just playing, they was bagging them boys down, man. They was bagging them boys down. So it's like, I don't know how deep they are out there. Does the military have enough manpower to actually compete with the Mexicans in the state of California? And are they willing to use the type of weaponry that it would probably require to defeat them boys? Are they willing to use that type of weaponry in the streets of Los Angeles, in the streets of America? I mean, are they really ready to start airing stuff out and blowing stuff out in America, or do they think that they can just bully them dudes out there, come out there deep and march them down? Because it looked like that's not working. It looked like that's not working, bro. It's like when you really do the math, LA is like big as New York, man, like pretty much population wise. You know what I mean? And when you look at how they stopped that highway down in LA, bro, them boys riot different out there. In my lifetime, I've never seen New York City go up like that. That's crazy. You know what I mean? I've never seen New York City go up like that, to where they just the police, the military pretty much surrender. Like, we got to call for backup. We got to call for backup. And the crazy part is that's not even the blacks and the Mexicans. That's just the Mexicans. If all the Bloods and Crips came out there with the Mexicans, man, I don't know if the United States is going to turn their guns on their own citizens, or I really believe they'll let them have it, man. They'll let them have it. It'll just be a anarchist city, man. It'll just be an all hell broke loose city. Like the movies we used to see when we was kids, man. We used to see movies where cities was just out of control, but ran wild like that, man. And like this, we got the big time criminal, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the movie's based about who running the show and doing this thing, whatever, because it's just like no law and order there. And I could see them headed for that direction, bro. If them black dudes do come out there with the Mexicans, I don't think they're gonna want to gun down no million Americans with the United States military. I just don't see them doing it. And I don't see all them Mexicans and the blacks with them not fighting back. I don't see it. So it's crazy. This country's in a crazy place. And it's like, I don't want to contribute to escalating the racial tension in a city like New York at all, to no degree. All right. So it's like, regardless of, and like I said, I haven't came up here and ever just bashed Puerto Ricans. I be on Fat Joe, and I be on Super Soaker Pete, like, you know, like, but I don't want it to appear like I'm contributing to no type of racial tension, because the type of shit that's going on in this country right now, New York is too big of a city to even be, you know, rocking the boat like that. New York's too big of a city to be rocking the boat like that. And like I said, I see that topic took off, and I seen a lot of things in the comments that let me know there's still some nastiness remaining. You know, fortunately, it's small. It's a small amount of nastiness, but still some nastiness remaining. And we don't need to duplicate what they doing over there. That shit does not look like fun. All right. So New York City, let's not follow suit. Let's look at them as an example to unify the Latino and Black community and make the bond stronger in the Latino and Black community. Because you see a divided community will get singled out and get dealt with. And like I said, we don't know how ugly this is going to get yet, but they getting singled out because they're not unified. All right, so I'm with Black and Latino unity in New York. If anybody want to know what my position is and where I stand on this whole topic of debate, all right, if I got a problem with any Puerto Rican or any Latino, I just want, you know, we could shoot a one-on-one fade or something like that. It ain't got to be all out race war. It don't got to be all my people versus all your people. I'm one of them guys. You know, it ain't got to be all my people versus all your people. I could shoot a one-on-one with a Puerto Rican nigga and then go eat some arroz con pollo and go home with a bad body con mommy, like, and enjoy myself, had a time of my life, you know. So there ain't no hate, you know, for the race. It's hate for certain individuals and their actions and the things that they say and do out their mouth, whatever the case may be. But it's no race hate on my behalf, all right? I just want to push that out there. I want to push out this love and this unity to the Black and Latino communities in New York, let's get off that bullshit. Let's look at them as an example and not put yourselves in a position where one stands there and watch the other one get slaughtered out of hatred. Unify with love, y'all. Peace.